Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast we talk about ways for you to grow your life, to make more money, to build a business of your dreams, and live the life that you've always wanted to help you reach your goals faster. And we give you strategies, tips, and tricks, both in the practical sense as well as mindset, to help you do so. Today is going to be a mix of both. We're going to talk about some ideas for you for online businesses. I have built businesses online for years. All the companies that I've worked for have been online. I've never actually not worked online my whole life, which is very interesting. Most people can't say that. My first job, interestingly enough, was working for my mom, who started an e-commerce business back in the 90s before anybody else was thinking of it. And I did packing and shipping for the online sales that came in that she ran pay-per-click marketing for. And I'm blessed to say that our family was at the forefront of online sales and internet business before most people were. And so, that's where my experience and background comes from. If this is your first time listening, is I've been in this space forever. I got super interested in doing video and what it is that gets people to buy online, what makes them make decisions when they find a company or a product that they like. And I've studied that for the last 18 years. And now that's what I help mentor and teach business owners how to do, particularly those that are coaches and course creators, as well as authors, speakers, teachers, podcasters, how to monetize and make over $1 million and even sometimes over $10 million if they really stick with it in a business online. But it starts at zero. It starts at nothing. Often I have a lot of people saying, hey, Jeremiah, do you have a way that I can make more money? Do you know some ideas for me of how to start a business? And I refer to this episode. I think I'm going to make this be an annual episode that I do, because I think every year we can see the change in the landscape of this answer. And what I love to do is I actually love using one of my favorite tools to answer this. So before this episode, I just typed into Google some of the top online business ideas, and I read through some amazing blogs, and I can see already how the landscape of online business ideas has changed in the last year. What we're doing now is so different. We have new markets, the metaverse, NFTs. Nobody even was talking about that before. If you're an artist, you could literally make money in those spaces by either working for somebody or even selling your own work that way. There's many ways for artists now to make money and to monetize that they couldn't before. But even if you're not an artist, even if you don't have creative skills, you just want to know, how can I make more money through the internet? That's what this episode is. It's going to jog your memory. It's going to give you some ideas. So what I want you to do is, as I'm going through this, I want you to make note of the top 2 to 3 that I talk about. The top 2 to 3 that stand out to you, that you're like, okay, great. These are something that I could maybe get behind. Maybe I could try out. Write them down. Send me a message, okay? And say, hey, I listened to your podcast episode. These are the 3 that I think I want. What are the first steps of getting started on those, okay? So that's what I'd love for you to share with me. One of the easiest ways that I know, and this is what I always share with everybody, I even wrote a blog post on it last year on this topic, and this is what last year's podcast episode on this topic was about, is courses and coaching are the number one way that I know to make money online, because here's why. It doesn't cost nearly like anything compared to other types of businesses to get started. You don't need to buy products. It takes mostly your time. And so, yes, you do have to grow in the ability to communicate and become a better communicator. But creating online events, coaching, and courses, you can generate up to $100 million in that industry without even having to change industries, which that's a lot of money that you could then invest into other businesses, right? And so that's why that's my chosen profession that I've been in. Plus, I've helped and worked people in that field. And if you're in that field of courses and coaching and live events, the courses that I sell on my website are all about that and work with those people the most to get the most results for them. And what I've been doing for the last 18 years comes from that industry the most, okay? And so that's why I say, if you can teach people knowledge The knowledge business is one of the best ways to make money. This involves YouTube, podcasting, writing books, blogging, courses, coaching, social media content, all of that. So there's a number of skill sets that you have to learn, right? But the payoff for the amount of time that you put in is incredible. It's slow building in the beginning, but the amount of payoff once things start taking off is like a rocket ship. And I've seen it multiple times in multiple industries. So I highly recommend that one to literally anybody. As my favorite way that you can make money online is courses and coaching. Because of the low cost of entry, you don't have to learn a lot of technical skill sets to be highly successful and make a lot of money in it. And you can actually ramp up your revenue, your cash flow, even if you're starting at zero, quickly enough to where then you can hire people for the things that maybe you're not as technically skilled in, making $10,000, $20,000 a month. And that's what we teach people how to do, is to help them get to those levels and then eventually get to 7 figures and even 8 figures. All right. Now, one of the next ways is freelancing services. Maybe you don't want to coach or teach. This is the second way, is you can do services for people that need services. And now on the internet, more now even today than last year, and more than the year before, and more than the year before. I'm telling you, the amount of people that need services from online service providers for marketing specifically, and selling online, and all of the ways that you sell social media content, podcasting, video editing, doing services for people, essentially stuff that you would get hired for at a job that does this. You can do these services for multiple people, and you can easily make $10,000 to $15,000 a month with just 3 or 4 clients. So like I do say that that's a great way to get started if you're a business owner. I would recommend, though, and this is a very recent recommendation, once you hit that level, that $15,000 level of doing services, learn to transition into the coaching and course business, because there's only 2 ways to scale beyond that $15,000 to $20,000 range as a freelancer. You're going to have to either hire people to do the services for you. They work for you. So you hire staff that do the same service, and then you just find as many customers, right? So that's one way to scale. It's a lot of work, and you got to manage a lot of people. Or you can transition into the teaching, courses, and coaching business, and while you're doing services, balance your time to build that up. And once that one crosses past your services income, you can start to pour like a bucket, and when you're making more in your coaching and courses, you can start to shift over to that. That's what I've done. That's been my path of success. I started as a service provider 18 years ago, started working for companies, got into the corporate world, which I talked last week about transitioning from corporate to entrepreneur. I highly recommend that. If you've ever left the corporate world, there's some mindset shifts that you got to get that are going to make you successful. Okay. And then I took the skill sets that I had developed over those years, did those for businesses, and now I take those as well. Because they were in the course and coaching industry, I also have been growing in my knowledge, and now that's what I teach and sell people and share and offer, is all of that experience, the years of experience that I have bottled up that I bring to people, and that's what they buy from me through my coaching and my courses. And that's what I sell, and we're making good money with that now. It's actually starting to take over and become our main source of income, which is awesome, which is incredible. It wasn't that way when we started. We were doing freelance services mostly, and now it's exactly the plan has worked itself out to that way. And we're not trading dollars for hours either. We have more free time. We're not spending a lot of time doing stuff. We don't need to spend a lot of money on ads either. These are all myths that I think people think, is that to be in an online business, you have to spend a lot of money on ads. You have to have a big following already. You have to spend a lot of time in your day, spend hundreds of hours working to make this stuff work. And unfortunately, that's completely untrue, which is why I think working on your mindset is one of the biggest things that's going to help you in online business, whether you're doing any of these businesses that we talk about, is moving past the things that stop you, that stall you, so that you don't false start along the way and keep stalling yourself from actually bringing in the kind of money that you need. I've experienced that. I've seen a lot of people do that. where they were false starting their business and stalling along the way because they just were talking themselves out of it. They were coming up with excuses and reasons, and I was coming up with excuses and reasons for a long time for why I wasn't growing things to the level that I knew that I could because of what was in my head and what was between my two ears. And so working on that mindset and committing to my personal development has been the number one thing that has increased our ROI, that has increased the ability to make money, to grow and build a business, and to be successful. And so I highly recommend personal development is the best strategy for you to be successful in business. And this podcast is a great place for you to do that. You can keep listening through the episodes of it. We talk all about personal development topics all the time that you can learn from and apply and use and find results with right away after listening to them. Okay, moving on. So we already talked about freelance services. We talked about courses and coaching. Here's some interesting ones. You can create your own products. You can get into e-commerce. Okay, there's a lot of different ways to do that. Whether it's you create your own clothing line, you're drop shipping, you're selling physical products like art and things on Etsy or Shopify. These different ways that you can have a physical product or even handmade goods. You can ship them to people. Now, yes, again, that takes even more energy, but if that's something that you love, you can make money at it. You want to become the number one resource that people go to for the type of product that you sell. Okay? Now, one of the next things that you can do is you can also start to write and publish your own books. And we've mentioned tools like, it was called Jarvis up until a week ago. Jarvis.ai, it's now called Jasper.ai, lets you use artificial intelligence to write books, blog posts, and even sales copy for marketing. Okay, and so how are we seeing this used? Well, before you had to be a really great writer to be able to write everything and to write a blog and to be successful. Now you can literally use this tool, costs $100 a month. And you can start a business writing for people, writing for yourself. You can write whole books with it for $100 a month using the different templates that are in this and have the artificial intelligence help write with you. And the quality is incredible. And so blogging, writing, you can monetize the skill set of writing with your knowledge by using a tool like Jarvis to take, what you know, and you have Jarvis get it out there to the world. You have Jarvis disseminate it for you. Or Jasper. It was called Jarvis. Now it's called Jasper. I'm having to train myself to call it something else. They rebranded. So funny story. Why did they rebrand? Marvel Studios, the creator of Iron Man, has a character called Jarvis. And so they had threatened to sue Jarvis, the company, if they didn't change the name. So they changed the name. That's why they changed the name on that. But tools like Jarvis now, they didn't exist when I made this list last year. Now you could literally run ads for people, write copy for people, create blog posts, write books, ghostwrite, and do all kinds of anything related to writing, or even YouTube, write scripts using a tool like Jarvis and make a business out of it on the internet. And so that's an incredible tool that I would recommend to most people. Another thing that you can do, another great way to make money online, you can flip stuff. Gary Vaynerchuk has a whole thing, he calls it Flip Life. And what you do is you find stuff at a lower cost at thrift stores or garage sales, and you can literally flip it online on Amazon and eBay and other sales sites at a profit more than what you paid for it. And so these are all great ways that you can make money through the internet that anybody can do. Another thing is you could become a virtual assistant. You could help answer emails for somebody. You could be a VA. You can help monitor their schedule. You help answer customer service for people. There's so many different ways, and you offer your services. Now, how do you get money for this? Well, that's where you grow in the skill set of sales and selling and communication. With all of these things, all of these business models, all of these ideas out here, one thing remains the same, is that growing in your ability to connect and communicate with human beings that are strangers on the internet and get them to pay you money to do things or sell them things is how you make money on the internet. Those are really the only two ways. You either do something for somebody or you sell something to somebody, and then you find as many of those somebodies that need that as possible and sell to them. Or you find a few of those somebodies to pay you a large amount for it. 5 people paying you $10,000, that's $50,000. Or 5 people paying you $10 is $50. But that's how you make money on the internet. You either do something or sell something to a market that wants what you're offering. Okay? Moving on, affiliate marketing is another great way to make money on the internet. There's a lot of great companies out there that have great products that you believe in already. And you can make a commission by finding people that want to buy those products and sell to them. Full transparency, Jasper, I'm an affiliate of Jasper. So I make a commission when somebody uses my link and signs up for a Jasper account. Because I believe in it, B, I never made it, but C, they provide an affiliate program that I can make money promoting their product. And I truly think it's one of the best things out there for anybody that wants to start writing. Here's another thing, is you can start a membership community online. You can have people pay you monthly to join a community around a certain topic. And this ties into coaching and courses as well. I mentioned selling NFTs. You can create NFTs. I did a podcast episode a little earlier about NFTs. You can find it on my website. Just search NFTs and you'll find it on my podcast. NFTs are these digital pieces of art that you can sell on the internet, and it's revolutionizing the way that the world works. It's like a digital product, but it's an art piece that you can make money on. Going kind of up the list of some things. Let's see here. This is where it gets a little more technical, right? App development. You're going to have a skill set or find somebody that has the skill sets. By the way, there's a way to make money online. You may not know how to do something, but you may be connected with somebody that does. You can partner with them and say, hey, if I find you customers, can we take a percentage of the profits that you make? Maybe we increase your rates and I take the cut of that. Now you've just built a business where you send leads and traffic to somebody that already does something that you believe in. App development's one way that you could do that. Social media management, consulting. You can manage somebody else's social media for them. We have a course all about social media content creation that you could learn from and then take that and do it for somebody else. By the way, any of the courses that are on my website, you can take them as services for marketing and do them for somebody else. I've created them in a way, and even this podcast in a way, that you could learn how to do services for people that need them if you want to get started that way. Here's a funny one. Sell things around your house. I bet everybody could find $500 around their house if they really looked that they could sell. I know I can. A little less than before, so it's interesting. Lyft and Uber were, I would say, they're still out there, but it's more competitive. And now I think people are traveling a little bit less through those now that we're in a post-COVID world. Lead generation. You're generating leads. Again, I mentioned if you generate leads for somebody that provides a service, you could even do sales nurture as a bonus. So I know somebody that does this for gyms. He charges a $5,000 setup fee and then a per cost of every person that signs up at the gym that he closes, and he makes money that way. Okay? So those are some ways that you can make money on the internet right there. You can do SEO consulting. There's tools like Surfer SEO that you can use. Surfer SEO and Jarvis together, you can actually use to write masterful SEO-friendly content for blog posts that rank on Google. And you can use a tool like Surfer and Jarvis and do that as a service for people. And it uses machine learning and AI to do this. There's a lot of AI stuff now that you can use that you couldn't before. Voiceover work, there's another thing that you can do. You can sell products in the marketplaces. You can invest in real estate. You can actually buy and sell real estate online. Sure, you need money to do that, but that's a great place that you can start once you start making more money. You could be an advertising consultant. You can build a niche authority website and have blog posts that you wrote with Surfer that has affiliate products on it. There's another great way to do that, which is like a website on a certain topic of some kind. Okay? So these are all great. Let's see what else is on these lists. Selling products on Amazon. You can sell stocks. You can trade cryptocurrencies. Again, you can also lose a lot of money with those two. You can flip domain names. You can become a researcher for pay for people. You can actually be paid to do research. Now, obviously, you have to find the people that need that research. That's one of the things that people even pay me to do sometimes, is I will research a lot of things for them and then bring my findings to them. Okay? So these are all great ways that anybody right now in 2022 can start to make money on the internet in their own business. They can start their own business using these tools. Especially, I would recommend something that works with Jarvis that you can use, because it's just going to make it a whole lot easier. You don't even need a huge skill set. It does a lot of the work for you using artificial intelligence. If you use, Jasper, to do a lot of the writing, and then you can have people that hire you for these services. Absolutely. A lot of the work that we do now, we use this for, and we charge good money for. And we even let people know that we're using a tool like this, and they love it. They think it's great. And so there's so many different ways that you can make money, that you can increase your income through the internet right now. Now, yes, do they take time? Absolutely. Are you going to be a success overnight that makes a whole lot of money? Probably not. But if you stick with it, if you go through this podcast, if you go through the courses on my website, and you stay committed to the journey, you can start to see incredible results for you. We've seen people go from 0 to $25,000 a month, $50,000 a month. Some clients we're working with even $200,000, $300,000 a month. And I believe that you can as well. But it starts from 0. You're going to have to discipline yourself. You're going to have to do hard things. You're going to have to come face to face with your excuses and stop making them and start to go to work. But those are some great ways for you. If you can get past your excuses, get past your reasons, get past your, well, I don't know how, I don't have the connections, I don't have the money. You don't need it anymore. If you use Facebook and the internet, you don't need those things anymore. You can connect and network through Facebook groups and LinkedIn and connect with so many people now. The sky's the limit on the possibilities for you to build a business through the internet. And hopefully I've given you some ideas for this. If you're still struggling and saying, hey, I just can't come up with how to do this, how to make this happen in my life, let me know. Send me a DM. Let me know where you're stuck on this process. And we'll see how to get you past that. All right? We'll talk soon, everybody. I want to see you be successful and make money online. Have a good one.